So I just wanted to chat to you a little bit about ice screws. I really like the Black Diamond Express ice screws. They come in a range of different sizes, a range of different lengths. This is a 22cm ice screw, and I guess in my mind this is designed for belays, anchors, maybe when you need to drill deep into the ice to make that V thread or a Balakov thread to abseil off. Or whether you're climbing poor ice and you need to drill down deeper to get a really secure placement, then these longer screws are great for that. Through to your medium-sized ones, and then through to the sort of stubbies, the sort of short ones for that sort of thinner ice or the really hard bomb-proof ice. So one thing to note is that all these ice screws have the same length threads, but it's the sort of shaft of the overall screw that's different. So, you know, the security you get from a placement of an ice screw is actually the threads, and it's getting that thread drilled down into really solid ice that gives you a great placement. So the ice screws, when they come, these Black Diamond Express ones, they come with a sleeve over the top of the threads, and that's to keep these threads really sharp so they don't get chipped, whether you're storing them or in transit. And they've got these caps as well over the end, and that protects the teeth from blunting or chipping. So make sure when you store them or you carry the ice screws, make sure they've got a cap on the end. And I'd advise as well using these sleeves just to protect the threads, as I say. So that's the sort of shaft of the ice screw, and then you've got the hanger here on top. And the great thing about these Black Diamond Expresses, they've got 2 points of attachment, so you can clip your carabiner either one of those 2 points for security. And then they've got this really simple lever that lifts up to allow you to sort of spin the ice screw around and drill it in so that the hanger is flush with the ice. And then once you've placed it, you can drop that lever down, and then you can clip the carabiner into one of those points of attachment there. So that's a Black Diamond screw. Like I say, they come in different sizes, the large one through down to the sort of stubby. Now when you are storing these ice screws, make sure you dry them out. But a good tip as well is to actually put a hole in the end of this orange cap here, and that means that the moisture, you know, can escape the shaft of the screw while you're in transit or while you're storing them for any length of time. So put a hole in the end of that cap there for those reasons. So if you're alpine mountaineering, I'd advise a selection of ice screws, maybe a couple of longer ones and 2 or 3 medium size length ice screws for that glacial travel, crevasse rescue, and then also for protecting yourself while you're going up that maybe harder ice that's now exposed once that snow's been stripped back, to get onto maybe some of those alpine ridges. Now if you are going cascade climbing in the winter, you know, I'd advise that you carry, you know, a number more ice screws. I carry, you know, about 12 ice screws in the winter icefall climbing, and that's so I've got 2 for each anchor, that's 4, and then I've got 8 ice screws that I can then place on the lead, protecting myself while I'm climbing. I store all my ice screws in this ice screw holder that I've got here. I find that means that I don't have to take those caps and those sleeves out climbing with me, because they're easy to lose. They're easy to carry as one single bunch here. I can just take my ice screw out when I get to the base of the route, clip it on my harness, and then that's kind of ready to go. And then at the end of the day, I can just slide these ice screws back down into those sleeves, roll up my ice screw holder, and then put it in my rucksack, and that's kind of ready to go. And it's a great way of drying the ice screws out as well, because the water can drain out the bottom of these ice screw holders. I mean, Black Diamond actually do one that is for 6 ice screws rather than 12 that you can see here, and that's great as well, because then you can split up the 12 ice screws between, you know, a pair of climbers climbing together. So each climber has a rope, and then they maybe have 6 ice screws. So that's maybe a great way to do it. This is a very old ice screw holder here that I've had for almost 20 years, so it's kind of, you know, it's got some good memories that go with this, and I've sort of stuck with it over all these years. But an ice screw holder is really handy, you know, climbing throughout the winter, ice climbing. But certainly ice climbing, you're going to need a lot more screws to protect yourself on the lead or for those belays and anchors, and then maybe, you know, a number less, maybe about 5 for alpine mountaineering, for glacial travel and getting onto some of those alpine ridges.